I get messages after I'm done talking. I hear people tell me how inspired they are by what I've been through. And obviously you can see the picture up here on the top, I get comments that people tell me it looks like I took like 15 years back on my life because I was close to 360 pounds in this picture. I was 360 pounds in that one there, but you can't even see my full body because I didn't fit in the whole image. And the girl that was wrapping her arm around me, she literally could, like, try to fit it all the way around. What happened for me is I actually grew up very healthy. I didn't grow up like lean and muscular and what I envisioned myself looking like in the future, but I was what they call skinny fat. So growing up, I probably didn't weigh any more than like 165, 170, somewhere in that range. At the age of 23, my appendix ruptured, and I had already been running like 4 miles a day, and that's what I was able to maintain. So that's why I say the word skinny fat. So you'll know what I'm talking about in a second. What happened was I waited 6 days to go to the hospital because I was doping myself up with Tylenol PMs because every time anything hurt, I just took another one and went back to sleep. Toxemia of the blood set into my system. The doctor told me I was hours away from having died at home had my father not gone to my house, picked me up, put me in the truck, and drove me to the hospital. They did the surgery, took out my my appendix, which was already plastered onto my stomach and already had gangrene on my stomach. Kept me in the hospital. The doctor came in and said, "You're lucky to be alive. You need to start trying to walk." You know, the hard process of getting back up and trying to move around again was interesting. But he said, "You're not going to be able to lift any weights. You're not going to be able to do any of these the running activities because of how evasive the surgery was. You have to wait 6 months." And I was like, 6 months? I mean, it's going to be healed outside. I understand. Well, it does not heal as fast inside, of course. 6 months for me turned into 7 years. And it went from 160 or 170 pounds to 360 pounds. Anything that was on a fast food menu, I knew what it was because everything I ate from breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, I didn't go to grocery stores. I went to McDonald's and supersized every meal. And I hated who I was. People would invite me out to go and join activities, and I said no so many times they stopped asking. I know I was never clinically diagnosed having depression, but when I think about how I felt, and I think about how much I hated looking at myself in the mirror, the only time I looked in the mirror was to fix my hair to go to work. If I saw a side profile of myself, I'd cry. Sorry. My grandfather had a stroke in 2008, and this man is healthier than a horse. He's never been sick a day in his life. All of our family's very, very close, and I rushed to be by his bedside. And my family in McAllen, who hadn't seen me for 7 years, saw me as the bigger guy. And those of you that don't know the Hispanic culture, they're really mean. They say what they want to say, and there's no filter. There's just no filter. They're jerks sometimes. And I have 2 uncles that are just that. They were exactly that. I was sitting by my grandfather, who's on a breathing machine, fighting for his life, sitting there trying to figure out what's next. What are the doctors going to say? And my uncles walk into the door, and literally one of them said, "What the hell happened to you? Did you eat somebody?" Okay, you know, I was prepared for it. At least I thought I was. My dad, this is my moment. My dad, who has never once defended me in my entire life, kind of like I had already joined the gym at this point. I wasn't doing any workouts, P90X or anything yet. Taps me on the shoulder and says, "Hey, leave him alone, leave him alone. He's already lost." How much have you lost? He's lost like 10 pounds, you know, kind of under my breath. And he says, "He's already lost 10 pounds. Before that, he was unrecognizable." And I was like, that hurt worse than what they just said to me because you're validating what they're saying. So that was my moment. And that weekend, I had already purchased P90X, and like a lot of people put it on the shelf and it's collecting dust. Because the very first day I got it, I was like, I'm gonna do this. And I took it out of the box and I did 1 push-up and it hurt. And I was like, this mofo is crazy. I don't know why these people put their Photoshop pictures up. It's not happening. I'm not doing this. Well, after all this stuff happens with my grandfather and my uncles, the anger that they put into me was the passion that fueled me to want to be better so I could show back up on their doorsteps. I didn't know how long it was going to take, but show back up on the doorsteps just to say, now what? But what happened, what started my journey with Beachbody was I bought the program, didn't use it. After fearfulness of hurting myself or not being able to do the proper forms, my sister lived on the bottom unit. I live in a condo, and I lived upstairs and she lives downstairs. My baby sister, Ashley here, started her journey with me on December 10th, 2010, and the reason she did it was because I saw her in passing as I was walking by her one day, and I said, I bought P90X, and I was wanting to see if you'd be interested in doing this with me. And she said, are you calling me fat? I said, yeah, I'm fat. We're both fat, so we need to do something together. She's 4'11", she's about yay high, and she's size 18. So I said, take a look at it over the weekend, and let me know what you think. I want to start on Monday. And so she looks at it, she goes, I don't know if I want to do that. It looks like it's going to be really hard. And I said, look, one of two things is going to happen. I live upstairs. There's a lot of jumping. I'm fat. I'm going to come through the ceiling and spend a whole lot of time with you. Or we're going to just work out together. I mean, you decide. I mean, we can just like kind of put a shining light that's going to just bring it down through both of the, like my ceiling into your ceiling and make it like really cute in here. And she started laughing. She says, fine, fine. She took that picture, and it's the cheesiest picture you'll see, and she'll actually tell you the reason that she did it that way was because I could never commit to doing anything more than a few days. So I say this to everybody because I have two sisters who joined me on my journey. Ashley is now a size 2, and I need to get a new picture because she has abs now. She wanted abs more than anything, and she's busted her ass to get them, and she has them now. My sister Amanda was also a size 18. She has 3 children. She has fibromyalgia, and now drinks Shakeology, which helps with the symptoms of it. So if you know anybody who's suffering from symptoms from that, please, please, please connect them with a coach if you're not already one, because that helps with the symptoms. I'm not saying it's a cure. I'm saying it's going to help alleviate the pain. And she drinks it every day, and she tells people about it all the time. Both of my sisters are coaches, and they refer people to me all the time because they do not actively work the business, but they have the same passion I do to help other people. She mentioned a second ago, I've lost 140 pounds after completing various Beachbody programs. And I've been connected with so many amazing people. And this isn't a Beachbody event. This is more like a family event. And it sounds cheesy saying it that way because I hosted an event yesterday in Houston that had over 100 people. And I did it from start to finish. And I just walked away on cloud 9. And then Mindy said, you know, are you going to be able to come talk at my event? And I was like, oh. Then the nerves started kicking again. I was like, I don't know why I get so nervous. I did this for 3 hours yesterday. But it's just the fact that when you put yourself out there and you expose yourself to other people, because those are your weaknesses. And they still are. I still have weak moments. I still have moments where I have coaches that are here with me now that are part of my team that are supporting me on my journey. And they're just now starting. But I have moments of weakness where I go and I want to get a hamburger from Burger King.